What's up, guys? This is Chiibi. I wanted to give a quick reaction to Yakusoku no Neverland, also known as The Promised Neverland. So, I think what I want to do is try to make this spoiler-free until a certain point, and then we need to talk about spoilers here. Okay, to start off, this anime was freaking fantastic. I marathoned this shit. A friend of mine had recommended the manga to me somewhat a few months ago, and I didn't get to it. And I found out it was getting an anime, and I was like, oh cool, I'll watch the anime first. And I grabbed the first episode, and I didn't watch it. And, I forgot about it. I kept putting it off and getting distracted. And then at TextureCon, which is the con in my hometown that they have every spring, they were showing episodes 1 to 2, and I got excited. I'm like, okay, I'll get to watch it there. And I didn't get to watch it there because our Uber driver was late, and I was super mad. They were showing it at a weird time at 11 in the morning on Sunday, so yeah, what? But you know what? That really worked out because I could not stop. It was just, when I watched it, it was just like, okay, next one. Like, I could not stop. And after I watched the first episode, I said to people online, I'm like, this is gonna be like Attack on Titan, isn't it? I'm not gonna be able to stop. And they're like, well, yeah. And I wasn't. Like, I watched until 2 in the morning yesterday, and I only just finished, because I had to babysit today, so I had to get up at a reasonable hour, and then I got home around 3, and I just finished it like a half an hour ago. This was so good. I haven't seen an anime this good in a while, that makes you really want to marathon it like that, because you're just like, I have to see what happens next, I have to. It is so suspenseful. I think it's directed extremely well. This is a horror genre. I don't want to say anything about the plot, because I went in pretty much blind. I knew a couple of details. And I loved being so surprised by this show, because this show really surprised me, and I loved that. And I told people, don't tell me anything about it. I want to find out on my own. And they were like, okay. So, anyway, it's, like I said, it's directed extremely well. They know exactly how to pull you in and make you uncomfortable. And, like, I was just on the edge of my seat every single episode. And, let me talk about, should I talk about the characters without, nah, maybe I'll save that for the spoilers. Who do I recommend this to? Freaking everybody. There's a little bit of gore. There's really not much. It's terrifying because of things that you don't see. And sometimes, that can be, like, the anime does its job a little bit too well, and I'm not able to watch it, which is the case for Higurashi no Nakukoroni. I cannot watch this show. It is like the one anime I cannot watch. It gives me anxiety attacks. It is so scary. This was scary too, but it was like I could not look away. It didn't really give me anxiety attacks. I felt kinda, I don't know. I just didn't want to stop, so I didn't. Maybe I should give Higurashi another try. See if I've grown up any. Because that was several years ago, and I was like, I gotta turn this off right now. I also recommend this to people who love mysteries and who don't like exposition dumps. Because that is not the show. The show is like, we're gonna do like little tiny things that are really subtle and see if you can figure it out. And then we're gonna tell you like episodes later what that was about. I love that. It's frustrating, but I love it at the same time because that's what keeps it interesting. I also love mysteries like figuring out codes and like putting together the puzzle pieces, things like that. Absolutely love it. Let me think if there are any. It was not predictable. It was not predictable in the slightest, aside from one very basic thing where, you know, from the first episode, you're like, yeah, something's going on. Alright. So yeah, highly recommend it. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I'm trying to think if there was anything. Does it have any flaws? I'm gonna say not really. Sometimes the character design looked a little odd to me. The character animation, like, one thing was, like, sometimes their eyes and their mouth looked a bit too close together on their face. But, like, that's a tiny nitpick. Don't let that bother you, and please watch this show. It is really, really good. And I'm very happy we're getting a second season. So, okay, at this point, I'm going to talk about spoilers, and if you haven't watched it yet, please stop this video or audio recording or whatever, and go watch it, because it's really good. Oh, one more thing. Yes, there is one more thing. If you hate fan service, there ain't none of that shit here, so what are you waiting for? Just go watch it. It's so good. There's nothing. There's a little bit of gore. There's scary moments, but it's a really good story with really good characters, and it's a good time. So, okay. Now we're gonna go into spoiler territory. We'll start with the characters. So, Emma's great. She's just like this little shiny, bright ball of optimism, and there's no stopping her. She's a very perky heroine, but she's also smart. She is naive, but she's smart. All three of these main characters are super smart. And I'm like, I don't know if 11-year-olds should be this smart, but it's anime. Alright, I'll go with it. Norman, he's a very sweet boy. A lot of people ship Norman and Emma together, and I can see why. Because he loves her. And yeah, I can see it. I'm not against it or anything. Nothing's happened yet where I'm just like, oh, I ship this so hard. And then there's Ray. So the minute I saw Ray from GIFs and images on Tumblr, I'm like, once I start watching this, he's probably going to be my favorite. And I was right. Like this moody, black-haired emo kid. I'm like, yeah. But Ray's brilliant too. It's like, oh, look, it's another character named Ray, and he's my favorite, and he happens to be suicidal. And his name is Ray. Gee, this is familiar. Only the difference is Ray will actually do it, and the other Ray will only wish someone else will do it so she doesn't have to. I can't really buy into the fact that Norman's dead. I don't think he is. I honestly don't think he is. Because the way he was treated, the way that scene was treated was different from when Connie and Sister Crone died. So I'm not convinced that he's dead. I think they want us to think he's dead, and no, I haven't read the manga. That's my train of thought here. Oh, okay, so episode 1. I'm watching this, and I'm like, I know something's going on, but I'm not quite sure what. I knew going into this that it was a dark series. It's very dark for a shonen series. I was surprised it was shonen because I thought it was going to be seinen, but no, it's shonen. And I was waiting for it. I was waiting for I'm like, what are they going to hit us with? Because I'm getting Owari no Sarah vibes, I'm getting Darling in the Franxx vibes, and I'm getting Attack on Titan vibes. But that was later on. And then when the shit hits the fan, you're like, shit, oh my god, what shit? Like, what? Like, I recorded an audio reaction, but I was like, I'm not gonna do reactions to each episode because I just want to get through this really fast, and because it was that good. So yeah, I was expecting something dark, but I was not expecting that. Oh shit. So like, this is really effed up. I absolutely love the opening. The opening is so good. I've been a fan of Overworld since the Bleach days when they did the second opening to Bleach. The other recent one I know they did was, I can't remember the name of it, but they did an opening of Boku no Hero Academia in the second season. It was either the second season or the beginning of the third. Yeah, they're great. I did not fast forward that opening one time, which is saying something, because this show is just like, oh, theme song? No way. Oh, ending theme song? No way. Next one. But, because I like the opening just that much, I did not fast forward it at all. Talking about characters, I liked how everything wasn't entirely black and white. Sister Crone was batshit insane, and it's like, characters like that are kind of funny, because you're like, you don't know how to react to them, because they're so over the top. It's like, do I laugh? Do I draw back? Do I cringe? Do I sit in the corner and rock back and forth and hope this character never finds me? She's just so crazy. Like, she kind of reminded me of Danny, but, like, not... I was gonna say not as creepy, but that's not true. She's different. She's creepy in a different way. I liked how she was kind of insane with that doll. I'm guessing that she wasn't able to give birth, so that doll was basically her child, and that's why she was talking to it. Like I said, I don't accept the fact that Norman's dead. Ray, my poor little broken emo boy, you just want to hug him. And yeah, I was freaking out at episode 11. He was just like, yeah, I'm gonna set myself on fire. And I was just like, oh my god, if this show kills Ray, I will not forgive this show. So when it turned out he was alive, I was like, yeah! I was so happy. I loved Emma bitch slapping him like, bitch, listen up, you is not dying. Because Norman sacrificed himself for us, and, you know, you're not going to throw away his devotion to us like that. And I was like, hell yeah! It's about time someone slapped him, because, like, I love him, but you want to slap him at the same time. I do like the Ray-Emma pairing. I don't know if it's popular or not, but it's like, they're polar opposites. I'm a sucker for that shit. Like, he's emo and pessimistic, and she's the fiery ball of optimism. So I feel like he could really, like, he needs her, and she needs his caution and wisdom and shit. They need each other. So yeah, I like that pairing. If it's Norman and Emma in the end, that's fine too. But kind of want all three of them to be together. And Isabella is Ray's mother? What? Are you shitting me? I did not see that coming. I thought it was really interesting that Ray had his memories since he was a baby. I want to research and see if there are any actual cases of that, but that was fascinating. Like, as soon as the lullaby thing popped up, I was like, oh my god, she's Ray's mother. At first I thought she was Emma's mother, but she's Ray's mother. And it turns out deep down that she actually does want them to escape. Like, I don't think she did at first, but I think maybe she's in conflict with herself. Speaking of escaping, what is up with this world? This is batshit crazy. Like, nobody knows how it got this way, and when they kill people, these flowers bloom. Like, that's really interesting. I want to know what's up with that. Is this a magical flower? It kind of looks like a hydrangea, which popped up a lot in... If you've ever watched Sankare, which I recommend, that's a really good show too. Yeah, a little bit itchy, but no, it's a really good show. But it's interesting how they stab the corpses with the flowers, and then the flowers bloom and turn red, like... Is it sucking up blood? Or... I don't know. Is it a magical flower? Like, I don't know. There's so many things I don't know, and I can't wait to find out, and I love that, so... I need to go over anything else. I don't think so. I think I covered all the bases there. So, I'm really, really glad I watched this, but I'm not sorry that I put it off, because I would have gone insane waiting weekly for this shit. And I know I'm gonna go insane waiting for this shit when season 2 starts, because I'm not gonna be able to stay away from it. I know I won't. Even though it'll be excruciating, I'm gonna watch it episode by episode. It's fine. Okay, so those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the little fan art and my commentary, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.